Picture this, right? An incident just happened. Adrenaline is absolutely spiking. Confusion is setting in everywhere, and time, well, it feels like it's standing completely still while also racing forward. Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're going to master a literally critical skill, bringing order to absolute chaos. We're talking all about scene management and emergency response. Because look, here's the high-stakes reality we have to face. What do you actually do in those crucial seconds, or maybe even minutes, before the sirens arrive? When an emergency hits, official help is on the way, sure. But you are the one on the ground right now, and your immediate actions are going to dictate whether a really bad situation stabilizes or just spirals completely out of control. Okay, let's dive right into this. Our playbook for today is the official Unarmed Private Security Professional Training Manual. This comes straight from the Oregon Department of Public Safety Standards and Training, or DPSST for short. This document, it's essentially the gold standard. It shows us exactly how professionals are trained to act, observe, and manage environments when everything goes sideways. So, here is our agenda for today. First, taking control of the scene. Second, managing medical emergencies. Third, facing fire hazards. And finally, passing the torch.
Number 1, taking control of the scene.
Now, the golden rule here is honestly incredibly counterintuitive, especially when your adrenaline is just pumping. Ready? Don't rush in. I know, right? Leave the action movie heroics for Hollywood. Seriously, you need to stop, look, and listen. You have to conduct an ongoing assessment to identify victims, witnesses, and any immediate hazards before you take a single step forward. So the crucial point is how you actually prioritize all this chaos right in front of you. And it's actually super simple once you lock it into your brain. Priority 1 is always the risk to life. Priority 2, the risk to property. Think about a traffic collision. Your absolute first concern has to be the trapped, injured person. Only after they are taken care of do you start worrying about the smashed up cars or the broken fence. Human safety absolutely supersedes damaged property every single time. All right, so once you've safely assessed the scene, notifying 911 is your immediate next move. But it's not just about wildly yelling for help on the phone. It's about providing tactical, preliminary information. You got to update dispatch as things change, and critically, you need to provide officer safety information. This means identifying if there are any weapons, detailing exactly how many people are involved, and giving them safe routes so the emergency responders don't just drive blindly right into a hazardous material spill or an active threat. Moving on to number 2, managing medical emergencies. And this section brilliantly illustrates how having a clear chronological structure actually saves lives. There are 5 distinct steps when you approach a medical emergency. Step 1, call 911. Step 2, ensure the scene is safe. Remember our golden rule from earlier. Step 3, render medical assistance if it's appropriate. Step 4, secure the area. Notice that, right? Securing the scene only happens after the immediate medical needs are met. And finally, step 5, gather critical info. But again, only when the situation has actually stabilized. Now, you might be sitting there wondering about liability, right? Like, what if I make a mistake while trying to help someone? Well, the training manual points us straight to the Good Samaritan Act. This defines a Good Samaritan as someone who voluntarily renders emergency care or first aid at the scene of an accident or a medical emergency. So if you step up and provide first aid, this act offers legal protections, provided, of course, that you're operating within the scope of your actual training and you're acting reasonably. Okay, so once the immediate life threats are handled and things calm down a bit, you move to step 5, which is gathering that critical information. You're going to want to get the victim's full name, their contact info, and a brief medical history if they can give it. You also definitely want witness names and contacts. But, and this is a huge legal boundary to remember, while you absolutely should ask witnesses to stick around and not discuss the incident with each other, you have absolutely zero legal authority to detain them. If they want to walk away, they can just walk away. Let's move to our third point and see how this builds, facing fire hazards. When it comes to fire, the training outlines a strict absolute prime directive. It is the ultimate public safety principle. Call 911 before you take any action, period. If at all possible, a private security professional has to notify dispatch prior to ever attempting to fight a fire. You do not grab a hose, you don't play hero, you alert the professionals first. After dispatch is notified, your subsequent actions are highly structured. Step 1, sound the alarm. Step 2, attempt to notify the occupants. Step 3, evacuate the premises. Step 4, manage crowd control outside. And Step 5, provide assistance to the arriving responders. This means doing really helpful things like unlocking doors, handing over keys or access cards, and just giving them the general layout of the facility. Basically, your role is all about life safety and facilitating access for the actual experts.
Now, if and literally only if you find yourself in a situation where you need to operate a fire extinguisher, you have to rely on the PASS method. P-A-S-S. P, pull the safety pin. A, aim at the base of the fire, because aiming at the actual flames is completely unproductive, believe it or not. S, squeeze the handle to start the flow. And S, sweep at the base of the flame, making sure you avoid just holding a direct continuous flow on one single spot. Oh, and remember this. Private citizens are not qualified to determine if a fire is fully extinguished. Only the fire department gets to make that final call.
Keep in mind, sometimes a hazard isn't just roaring flames. It could be a chemical spill or a toxic leak. In these specific cases, you absolutely need to know about the MSDS or SDS. Those stand for Material Safety Data Sheets. These documents are found pretty much anywhere chemicals are stored, and they are critical. They provide physical data, toxicity levels, health effects, and the proper spill handling procedures. Just knowing exactly where these sheets are located at your site is a massive, massive help to emergency responders who are walking blind into a hazardous environment.
And finally, number 4, passing the torch. Now, what's really interesting here is the rule of thumb for establishing a perimeter. The professional standard is to literally double the distance of what you think the crime scene should be. It is always, always better to start way too big and shrink it down later. Cordon off the area if you can, write down exactly who enters and leaves, and meticulously protect any physical evidence, like footprints or tire tracks, until the authorities arrive to take over the whole shebang.
And that brings us to the definitive, unbreakable rule for the handoff. Once emergency responders are on site, they are in charge. End of story. You must be cooperative and follow their direction to the letter. In fact, according to Oregon statute, refusing to assist a peace officer when they command you to is actually a violation. The moment they arrive, your job transitions instantly. You go from managing the scene to fully supporting those responders with all the info and access they could possibly need. Which brings us to a really fascinating realization to wrap this all up. We train to step up, right? We learn to manage the chaos, prioritize life, and secure perimeters. But mastering chaos ultimately means knowing exactly how to relinquish control to the experts the very second they arrive. So I'll leave you with this. Is true readiness simply knowing exactly when it's time to step back? Keep this structured playbook in mind, stay observant out there, and above all, stay safe.